Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life with Sterling Fox on AM 650.
Welcome back to the St. Patrick's Day edition of Boomer Life. Dr. Ted Venema in studio. We're talking hearing and tinnitus and all sorts of hearing-related issues. We're talking about hearing aids just a few minutes ago, Dr. Ted. And you were saying how today's hearing aid is quite a remarkable piece of machinery because not only does it filter out things that make it possible to hear more clearly, you're saying that in addition, there is now a capability for them to produce a white noise that actually matches tinnitus, which can take the edge off that situation and condition.
Yep, you can make the hearing aids not only produce like a white noise, but you can make it produce a pink noise.
Yeah, yeah.
a green noise for St. Paddy's Day. You can make it produce all different types of sounds you can do that the patient or the client can choose.
Right.
So these all are within the realm of the programming abilities of today's digital hearing aids. There's also a new aid, by the way.
Well, this is where it gets really interesting because this is the next step.
It is.
From NexGen Hearing.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's not, this one doesn't specifically address tinnitus, but it is cool. Hearing aids today have the ability to do what they call streaming, Bluetooth streaming. Now, this allows, and many hearing aid companies produce these, the hearing aids, I can hook something to the back of my TV and I can wear a small dongle around my neck or some small thing.
A pendant of some kind.
Yeah, a pendant that and I can pair it with the device behind the TV.
Right.
And then that wise, the sound can be streamed from the TV straight to the person's hearing aids, which are literally sculpting the shape of the sound to match that person's hearing loss.
Right.
And the others in the room don't have to be bothered by it at all because they can leave the TV. Hey, hearing loss is that thing that affects not only the person but also his or her relationships.
Absolutely.
And in this wise, the person can sit there and get fantastic sound streamed through these devices.
Okay.
You can also make that work with your cell phones, okay? So you can just have the sound from the phone being streamed via Bluetooth straight into the hearing aids.
Right.
Now, this company called GN Resound has this product called Lynx, L-I-N-X. People may want to Google this up because it's a trip. This gets rid of that little pendant altogether that you're wearing around. You don't have to wear that at all.
Okay.
The hearing aid will stream automatically with your iPad, iPod, iPhone. It'll wake you up in the morning and make coffee for you. It won't do that. But
it's completely integrated with the other digital platforms.
Yes. And so it's really, you can make that thing, you can even in a noisy situation, you can be having it work with your cell phone so that you can aim your cell phone at the person and pick up the guy's voice perfectly through the mic of the phone.
Interesting.
And have it streamed straight to your hearing aids. So you can make it do these things automatically. You can also make the hearing aid make a sound if you've lost the darn things and you're looking for them.
Right.
Are they stuck in the pillows of your couch?
Oh, like you can with a portable phone.
Yeah. You can do that with the hearing aids now. So Resound has teamed up with Apple.
Okay.
They've teamed up with Apple. And they're the first hearing aid company to do that. And that hearing aid is of course, available through our offices as well.
Well,
that's the latest, greatest.
It certainly sounds like,
cool.
Again, it's certainly a new 2014 hearing toy. And really talk about moving the technology along compared to where we were, Ted, 10 years ago.
I know.
Just remarkable, isn't it?
It's all about quality of life.
Yes.
Making things seamless so that the person wearing the hearing aids isn't always befuddled and tripping over wires and cords and all these other things. It's about a seamless integration into your relationships in life.
Right. And one of the things, and you've mentioned this a couple of times with respect to hearing aids and the website, is that on the website, both nextgenhearing.com and mainlandhearing.com, there's a draw.
Yeah.
And so you have to go and you have to sign yourself up.
Yep.
And you don't have to do anything other than enter.
Yep.
And it's for a $5,000 pair of hearing aids.
That's right. Yeah, we're offering that as an extra incentive to come on in for a free hearing test.
Yeah, right.
It's not difficult, folks.
Well, exactly. I suppose if that's the case, I'm just curious about this. You've been in this business a long time. If free is the operative word for getting a hearing test, why don't we take advantage of that on a more frequent basis?
I know it.
I'm not a kid anymore, and I had my first ever in my life hearing test 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and it was fun.
And it was great fun. I actually really enjoyed myself. I enjoyed the experience.
Yep.
The doctor, Herman Lee, was terrific, great pro. And I just enjoyed coming out of it going, well, now I know exactly where I'm at with this stuff. And it cost me 45 minutes of my life. That was it.
That's about what it takes.
Yeah.
And we offer a 21-day Better Hearing Challenge. If somebody does require hearing amplification or hearing aids, you can try them at a 21-day trial period. We'll see you each week within that 3-week time for absolutely free. You don't plunk down a nickel. And only at the end of that 21 days, should you decide to persevere and continue it in our 90-day trial, you have essentially 3 months to try the hearing aids.
Right.
The first 21 days, you're trying them without paying anything. But in total, you have 90 days to try the hearing aids. And if you're not satisfied, we'll return every penny you paid.
Is it?
Well, they don't have pennies anymore.
Yeah, well, that's right. We've discontinued the penny.
Yes, we have.
Well, it is interesting, though, because today's hearing aids are virtually invisible.
They are.
I sat across the desk from my hearing aid tester, audiologist, Dr. Lee. At the end of 45 minutes of conversing and working with him, he showed me his hearing aids. I did not know the man was wearing hearing aids. I hadn't a clue.
You wouldn't know.
There's no thing sticking out of your ear like a hubcap anymore. And ego gets in the way of people doing the right thing for themselves.
That's right. There's a stigma attached with hearing aids. There's age, ego, and all of these things are stigmas of hearing aids that the eye doesn't suffer.
Right.
People wear glasses as big as God on their faces and no one's saying boo. Look at Elton John, like, ah.
Right.
But hearing aids, so but let's get over that. It's the quality of life. And because hearing loss affects not only you, but your relationships.
Right. I was just going to get to that point. We don't have a lot of time left, but, consider not only how uncomfortable hearing loss and tinnitus, a nasty combination if you have both, but how uncomfortable that makes not only the person afflicted with these two situations, but everyone in that person's life is going to be a little less comfortable because they know this person isn't happy. He or she, I have an aunt who doesn't hear well. She's just a little stubborn and won't get a hearing aid. So, when we gather and the family gathers, she always ends up kind of sitting off to the side by herself. Why? Because she can't hear anything.
Isolation.
And everybody else in the family, you're going over and you look at it, and she can read lips and all of that a little bit. I mean, she can carry on a bit of a conversation, but she's sitting there all by herself. And there's got to be 20, 30 people in the room.
I know.
And she's unhappy.
I know.
And but will she go and get a hearing aid? Not on your life. And there's a pride thing
there is.
that I don't understand.
And that's why we're trying to take the sting out of that with our 21-day Better Hearing Challenge.
Right.
You really are. You have nothing to lose. That's why I say, get your butts in and get tested. You'll be so glad you did.
And even if you do have tinnitus, which I'm sure in many cases, Dr. Ted, is why people go for a hearing test in the first place. I got this ringing in my ear. It's driving me crazy.
Get some answers.
Tell me I'm not crazy and tell me what's wrong.
Yeah. And we can try to the best of our, sometimes the cause, as I say, is internal in the inner ear, and you can't fix. There's no magic pill for that. But you'll come out far wiser with the information. You'll find out, you know what? It's not dangerous.
Right.
Okay? It's not going to kill you, and no, you're not nuts.
Right.
And let's talk about coping strategies we can do. There are tinnitus associations that people should think about.
Oh, right.
If you look at the Canadian Hearing Society out of Toronto, look at the website for Canadian Hearing Society. Look at the Canadian Tinnitus Association. My gosh, I know I got it on a piece of paper somewhere.
I've got it here, actually. And the Canadian Hearing Society, appropriately, is CHS.
That's correct.
.ca.
Yep, they'll have information on tinnitus. Same with the Canadian Tinnitus Association. And you can look at that on the website as well.
Absolutely, yep.
And the American Tinnitus Association. You can get a lot of information straight out of the website, out of the internet on that.
And you can get the most information by putting yourself in the proactive position of getting a free hearing test.
That's it.
At Mainland or NexGen Hearing. Dr. Ted Venema, great to see you again.
As
Thanks
always.
for taking time out of your St. Patrick's Day, you gregarious guy.
Back to the green.
We'll see you next time.
Okay, see you when I look at you.